Our security and defence analyst, Professor Michael Clarke, is here with me now. It sort of felt like this was possibly going to happen today, but this now seems to actually be happening. What difference is this going to make, do you think?
Yeah, well, it keeps the momentum going. So 2 more days. They've obviously negotiated slightly different terms. Both sides wanted more specific things. The Israelis were saying to Hamas, you didn't release the sort of people that we wanted. You've kept mothers back. You've sent children out without mothers and so on. So we want that. And the Hamas have said to Israel, you're still flying drones over northern Gaza. In theory, you said you wouldn't, but you have. So there's both sides have set up these sorts of things. But it was always, I think it was fairly clear they were going to extend this. And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't extend it again after a couple of days. Momentum is building. It's partly through the international community are really pressuring, if only to get more aid into the 2.3 million people who are suffering in Gaza.
The fact that Qatar is intervening here, does this give you more hope in terms of actually looking to the future in this conflict? That perhaps they're making more steps to get around a table generally? That's
what they want to do. I mean, Qatar played a really interesting role here. They're a tiny state, a very rich state because of gas, but they're a tiny state. There's only 220,000 Qataris. There's 3 or 4 million people living there, but they're all foreign workers. There's only a couple of 220,000 Qatari citizens. But the foreign minister is now also the prime minister. So Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani, very bright guy. He's a real mover and shaker around the Middle East. And the Qataris are always looking for ways to try to be helpful. They stay close to the United States, but they've always had a bit of a relationship with the Muslim Brotherhood throughout the Middle East. And the Muslim Brotherhood in some parts of the Middle East is relatively benign. In other parts of the Middle East, it's the background to terrorism. And the Qataris have attracted a great deal of controversy over the years by keeping links open to all Muslim Brotherhood areas. But it's paid off in this case because they're the only ones who can speak to Hamas directly. There's a Hamas office in Doha. They're connected elsewhere as well. So they've actually been able to find an issue, the hostages, to make some progress and see if they can then build outwards from that to something more general.